Welcome back. You're now tuned into the other side of sports with BLK Sports 980 TV.
Yeah.
In the building. It's Laws, your host. And we got Aaron behind the scenes rocking out with us. Super Bowl weekend, Eagles versus Patriots. I don't think the Eagles have a chance, but we're going to get to that in a little bit. But for starters, going to come to you with the Kirk Cousins, Alex Smith saga. New information. Looks like the Redskins are considering franchise tagging Kirk Cousins and possibly looking to trade him to get something back, which I would have to say I think is genius. If you ask me, what are your thoughts on that, Aaron?
I mean, I definitely think it's something they should do. But knowing this organization and their relationship with the fan base, they're going to operate real scary, I feel like, just in case something possibly could go wrong, like Kirk Cousins deciding he's not going to sign the tag and kind of holding them hostage, because either way, that $34 million is going to count against the cap until they end up trading them.
Yeah, Jonas, it's a true gamble to that I'm not confident in them making. Like, I feel like if they did franchise tag him, teams and other organizations would be like, oh, nah, just stick with that contract. Just to try to stick it to the Skins.
That's right. You already know.
I mean, I know the teams are interested in Kirk Cousins, but as we speak, I think teams are coming off that board. Like, we thought the Browns would probably be a possibility for the job. And word to come find out, Scott McGloin, ex-Redskins GM, joined the Browns as a personal consultant for this upcoming draft.
Damn.
So that changes everything.
That's crazy.
If you don't have, if Scott McGloin is now working with the Browns, then potentially them being a suitor for Kirk Cousins is now off the table, because we know how Scott feels about Kirk Cousins.
At least in the way that they're not going to overpay if they're taking his tutelage. Seriously, if they're really taking what he has to say into account, then they're not going to pay what it would cost to get Kirk to go play in Cleveland. Because he's not taking a discount to go play in Cleveland. You're going to get every dollar you owed if you're going to end up there.
And frankly, I don't think Kirk Cousins wants to be in Cleveland. Right now, they're talking about Kirk Cousins, his number one choice, if he had his way, would be to be with the Vikings, which is a good team. I mean,
they're not going to pay him what he's asking for to go play there, though.
Yeah, I doubt it very seriously.
Because they don't need that.
Yeah, so, I mean, this is still drawing out. I mean, we still don't know the contract for Alex Smith coming. Still, we've heard numbers thrown out there, the $71 million guarantee, but we don't know exactly what those numbers are and how it breaks down. Because Bruce, that's his MO, the contracts. He know how to do some contracts. He might make some poor decisions in personnel, but he know how to do them contracts. I think. To me, I think this Alex Smith coming to the Redskins, I mean, a lot of people were upset about it. And we talked on it on our little podcast, the prequel to this program that we're shooting here. But just like, I think it's a good move for the Skins as far as what Alex Smith is. I mean, he's a dink and dunk all-star, and you don't really have to change your offense much to cater to him. He's very much a veteran in this league. He knows how to play the quarterback position, and to me, he's better than Kirk Cousins. I mean, and he's a winner. I think he's like 65-20 or something with this season with Kansas City. I mean, I know he's like 2-5 in the playoffs or whatever, but I'm interested to see how he produces here for our team. So it's going to be one of those things we have to wait and see. T.O. going into the Hall of Fame. Is it official yet? Yes. It's official? I mean, it's overdue. I mean, T.O. should have definitely, I think, been a first ballot Hall of Famer, considering his numbers.
I think the fact that he wasn't in, it really illustrates one of the main reasons why we decided to start doing the show in the first place. Because there are a lot of people with a lot of influence when it comes to the sports industry that, one, don't really care about the people who are like the athletes and the people who are a part of the sport that basically make the sport up. And there's so much bias when it comes to these things. If they don't like a guy, if your culture is different from what theirs is, and they hold certain things in a higher regard than other people do, and you're just different from the way that they grew up, they'll basically hold it against you and basically decide if you're in the league or out the league, in the Hall of Fame or outside the Hall of Fame, and it's ridiculous.
I hope the world
Yeah,
can see now what's
nah.
really going on out here, because it's getting ridiculous.
That's exactly right, dog. I mean, I feel like Randy Moss, he made it in there. This is first ballot. I mean, he needed to be, dog. This Bama changed the game. He has a game named Moss. Bama's got Moss.
And I think him being on the ballot kind of helped T.O. because they know Randy had to go in, and they couldn't necessarily hold T.O. out without, you know what I mean?
The slander, the
right.
backlash.
It would have become too obvious. So they had to be like, okay.
Yeah, nah, it definitely would have went crazy. Rams head coach, coach of the year, deserving? Nah. Yeah. He turned that squad around, dog.
Same team Jeff Fisher had the year before.
They had a heck of a squad, dog. I mean, they got W's. Is Tom Brady, does he win the MVP this year? He won the MVP? Okay, so he's the MVP. Is he gonna get the MVP tonight?
I don't know. Every time he's won the MVP, they lost the Super Bowl. So,
so you think it's gonna be much of the same? They lose the MVP, and I mean they lose the Super Bowl, but he gets the MVP.
I mean, everybody wants him to get it. So if the Patriots win, you better believe Tom Brady's gonna be the MVP.
So hopefully. I mean, I don't even see the game being close, to be honest with you. I think it'll be a blowout. I said this last night, but I think it's 31-17 final score. I just think they figure it out quick. And I think Tom Brady does get the MVP. I think there's just this, I don't know, like, it's like agenda to make Tom Brady.
WWE.
Like, yeah, like to make him like Kurt Angle wrestling out here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Put him on the top pedestal. And so
That's right. You already know.
I think Stern's orders are being full effect tonight. And somehow, some way, like y'all said, if they have a chance, it comes down to play calling. It comes down to not being scared. I mean, you was talking earlier about the play calling on Doug Peterson's end. You were just saying that.
Right. I just think him as an offensive coach is extremely underrated, and that's partially because he's not a big name. So if you don't follow football as closely as some other people do, they probably just found out about him when he got the Eagles head coaching job. But he's been like Andy Reid's right-hand man for a while. And I think he's solid on offense. And the game plan he put together against the Vikings with that RPO he kept calling, they weren't prepared for it. And I think that is what kind of set them apart in that game. And the Vikings just never recovered from that. I mean, they turned the ball over too, but just their offensive game plan the Eagles had going into that game, the Vikings were not prepared for. So I think he'll put together a good game plan, and it's basically going to come down to which Nick Foles shows.
You a bum!
Yeah.
Let's go, champ.
The game, how you going to game plan the Patriots? What would you do if you was trying to game plan the Patriots? Like, would you?
You mean offensively or defensively? I mean, the same thing. Like, ever since 2012, teams have struggled to cover that either read option or the read pass option. So because Nick Foles isn't the most mobile quarterback, they basically either fake the handoff to the running back or put it in the running back's stomach, and he's reading the defense still. If he's getting the look that he wants, he pulls it back out and you throw in the ball. So I think that's a lot harder for teams to cover because you're not practicing against that every week. So, I mean, I think they have a chance.
Cannot win with him. Can't do it.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. The coverage on this Super Bowl, I just feel like it's lackluster. Like it's not a whole lot of excitement around it. Only Bama's I see hype is Eagles fans. Patriots fans just regular, like, we'll get this W and it ain't, what I'm saying, just another day in the neighborhood. But the coverage has been kind of just regular. Did you even watch any of it this week? No.
I think this is probably the least, the least buzz I've seen about a Super Bowl as long as I can remember. I know a lot of it has to do with, I guess, people that would be in what I consider my circle. A lot of people are kind of anti-football this year because people have said they're going to protest it. So I don't know if it's, people being turned off to the NFL this year or just they're tired of seeing the Patriots or they don't think the Eagles have a chance. I don't know if it's a combination of all of those three, but it's definitely been real quiet as far as the Super Bowl's gone this week.
Did you see Tom Brady's son kiss him on the lips?
I don't participate in that.
Dog, I'm not even against the affection. It just looked a little strange to me, dog.
It should look real strange to you, but that's. I don't have kids, so I can't really give
Yeah, that's true too, dog. I don't know, dog.
I said I don't really have kids. I don't have kids, so I don't.
Yeah, I mean, no, love is love, I guess, young, but
I wouldn't do it.
I'm not rocking, Mo.
not like that, dog. Not like that. Yeah, so I mean, outside of that, the game, Wizards get another W last night.
Oh, they look real good these last 3 games.
And they beat a team they were supposed to beat. They ain't try to handle the Magic. So I'm impressed. I don't know, man. These murmurs about John Wall, man, about to just keep growing and growing. If they keep cooking and getting W's, it's gonna be.
But the benefit, if there is a benefit of him being out this long, is it's not like going to be a tiny sample size where they win 3 or 4 games, then Wall comes back and you're like, oh, when he was out, you're going to get 6 weeks. So you're going to get a huge sample size. You're going to get to see them go through ups and downs and see if this is something they can sustain. Is this something that really is maybe John Wall related to where they're better offensively without him on the floor because the ball moves more and because guys aren't standing around watching? Or if this is like a flash in the pan where they win 3 games and these Bama's going to 8-game losing streak, then everybody gonna be begging for Wall to come back. So we'll get to see.
Oh man. Oh yeah, we will get to see. We will get to see. I can say this: they look like a better team. They look more unified. You can tell with a lot of the role players having to play extra minutes that they're kind of hanging back a little. Like it's not, people aren't thirsty for shots. They getting the ball in Bradley Beal's hands, and they know who the scoring's coming from. I'm seeing Morris step up. I'm seeing Otto step up offensively, and Bradley Beal's really carrying the team. And everybody else is just playing a role, and that's how it should be. Mahinmi, and I've been very critical of that man, but he finally getting his legs back.
It's obvious too. He's still not the best at protecting the basket. We still have that as a huge deficiency. But offensively, we can see the explosiveness in his legs. Like, it's dramatically different from what it was last year.
Dramatically, dog. Because before, this Bama couldn't even touch the rim. And now he's dunking. I see him, just more active around the rim. And that's good for the Wizards if they can get him healthy. He's still not a starter in my mind. But on this team, because Gortat is so garbage, it's like, he might be a starter, though, by default. So, I wish we could have made a move for a big. I'd have took Greg Monroe. This man was just sitting on the free agency waiver wire, dog. You could have picked him up for $5 million.
And it's not too late. I think the way Mahinmi is playing, that might give the organization confidence to be able to move Gortat and feel like they can be all right. Because I saw they were playing Jason Smith, too, which he was buried at the bottom of the bench, and John Wall didn't affect those guys' minutes. Mm-hmm. So maybe they're trying to see if they can live without Gortat on the roster.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I hope so too, dog. I hope so too. But nonetheless, we're going to watch this game tonight. We're going to see the Patriots versus the Eagles. I got the Eagles. Aaron got the Patriots. No, I got the Patriots. You got the Eagles. Who you got, Aaron?
Nah,
He's lying.
Oh, you switched over from last night?
No, I didn't switch over. I like the Eagles, but if Blake Bortles shows up.
Dog, what's the percentage of Blake Bortles showing up? Or Nick Foles, Blake Bortles, same guy?
30%, dog.
30% chance?
I think it's a 30%.
I say 60.
You think so?
Yeah. I think, dog, that cold weather mixed with.
But they indoors, dog. It's a dome.
Oh, yeah, it's a dome. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everybody picking the Patriots to win this jump. I don't know. I guess there's always a chance. What's that, John? They run the annexation of Puerto Rico like they did on the Little Giants. Remember that little trick play jump? They run that jump. They might got one chance. But we're gonna watch it and see what the outcome is. We'll be bringing videos like this from time to time, especially as we get closer to the draft. We'll be breaking down draft boards and looking at players and more in-depth analysis and A whole bunch of stuff we got up our sleeve to bring to the people. But follow us at BLKSports 980. Subscribe to our channel and rock with us. Enjoy your Super Bowl. Eat you some wings. What's other good food? Popeye? Nah, I don't get Popeye.
What?
Cute.
Bro, what are you talking about,
I
man?
don't know, man. Wings. What they eat with Super Bowl food? Chips, dip, pizza.
Bro, I'm out, man.
Yeah, do all that good stuff. We out.